Like a bowling, we like bowling pins.
Exactly, almost. It's basically like a picture.
Jack, get up here.
Just this, and then we'll just join it.
Ready, set, one, two, one. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all? Okay.
I was thinking like a walk.
I just want
It's the style. I thought it was
next to the, like on this side of the flowers, so.
the wide camera.
No, just one over here with your wife next to the stage, okay? Ha ha ha.
Oh, that's what you do.
Ready, set.
Should we get closer to the flowers?
Yeah, look, this is it. They're gorgeous. Yeah. Ready, set. One more. Look at your son. Look at your mom. Beautiful. And now go look at me. Once more.
That's a funny one.
No, you're wrong.
Did you take any pictures with it?
Yes.
Stay right there. Need the whole service for one occasion. Just sing the Shema or something.
2 more minutes, okay, please.
Sorry. I haven't put on makeup since last year.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good.
Neither have I, by the way.
Yeah, ready, set, go. Perfect. One more. Jump.
Oh, wow. Actually.
Good job. Okay. Now all of you
No, it's totally fine. Totally fine. Malachi. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Hi. And you wore a tie tonight. My goodness. Okay. Yes, they're buying you dinner. You should wear a tie. That's exactly right. Yeah. Hi, everybody on Zoom. Give a wave if you can hear us on Zoom. Give a little wave. Okay. Hi, Ray. I see Ray waving. I see Minna waving. I see Doris and Norbert waving. Very good. We're just going to start in a moment here. I don't believe you can... oh, wait. I'm going to start in a moment. Hi, everybody. Oh, there we are. Now you can see us and hear us, too. Thank you to Live Control. Hello, Live Control. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We're going to get started in just a moment. The Bar Mitzvah family is here. We're getting settled. Come on in, everybody. That belt is broken. Belt is broken. It just broke. Shabbat Shalom. Come on in, everybody. So happy to see you here. Shabbat Shalom. So happy to see you here. Come on in, everybody. Make yourself comfortable in our sanctuary. Our sanctuary that we're so happy to welcome you to. On the side. So we begin Shabbat. We welcome in Shabbat with these words, Shalom Aleichem, which means peace. We wish each other peace on this Shabbat and every Shabbat, of course. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. On the side. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Test.
Turn the little knob on your microphone on. Yeah.
That's on. Shabbat Shalom to one and all. It's so great to have our sanctuary feeling normalish this Shabbat. Normalish. I don't know if that's a Hebrew word or a Yiddish word. We're really delighted that Spencer has brought some of his biggest fans to join us this evening and then again tomorrow morning as he publicly becomes Bar Mitzvah. James, awesome to see you. Good Shabbos. Good to see Leora. Good to see Mr. Jack. Grandparents from near and far. And also, we're creeping up in the terms of our members who are here for Shabbat. Wonderful to see some Hollanders and some Millers and one Golubov. And what's your name again, Madame? So good to see Bobby. And I know we've got others online. We've had just some last-minute pictures. When Shabbat doesn't technically begin for an hour and 45 minutes, we stretch the photography onto the last second. So sorry for those who were with us on Zoom that we needed a couple of extra minutes to set up. But now we're ready to go. Everyone who's here in the sanctuary can pick up this red Siddur. You'll find them in front of you, or if you're in the front row, Spencer and Leora, they should be underneath where you're sitting. And our Friday night service will start right away with L'chun Aranuna Cantor. Yeah. Page 11.
Yai, die, 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 die.
On the top of page 11 in English, let's read that little note from Abraham Joshua Heschel. Prayer is no panacea, no substitute for action. It's rather like a beam thrown from a flashlight before us into the darkness. It is in this light that we who grope, stumble, and climb discover where we stand, what surrounds us, and the course which we should choose. We'll go to page 14. Yismechu hashamayim, the heavens should rejoice.
Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, oh, 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 Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz.
Do a little bit of skipping around on Friday night during our service. We'll go right to page 20 at the bottom of the page, Romemu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
Page 21, a Psalm of David, Mizmor LeDavid.
Mizmor LeDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, ay, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim, el hakavod yirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, kol Adonai ba'koach, ay, kol Adonai behadar, kol Adonai shover arazim, ישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון, וציון כמו בין רעים, כל קול אדוני חוצה ולחפת אש קול אדוני יכיל מדבר יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש קול אדוני יכול אל איילון ויחשוף יערות ובהיכלו ולא אומר כבוד איי 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 אדוני למה בוריה שמה ישב אדוני מלך לעולם אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
We'll go now to Lecha Dodi. It starts on page 23. It's a 9-verse poem that likens Shabbat to a bride, that we're going to welcome the bride into our lives for this Shabbat, and we do each week. Now, Cantor, could you roughly estimate for us how many tunes of Lecha Dodi do you think you know?
The question is, how many can I do at one time without getting thrown off track?
No pressure. No, we're not doing that, because I've been getting an email every day during what's called the period of the Omer. The Omer is the 49-day time between the second day of Pesach and Shavuot. And Shavuot, you may know, is this coming Sunday evening, the 2 spring pilgrimage festivals. Dina Miller, you got the blintzes ready? I bet they are. They were so good last year. Oh my gosh, remember those, Cantor? That
was a year ago?
That was a year ago. Can you believe that? Well, it was not 52 weeks ago.
That's not right.
It was a year ago on the Jewish calendar, but a little less on the secular calendar. So Shavuot, Sunday night, 49 days back is the second day of Pesach. And during the course of these 49 days, I've gotten an email every single day from the Cantor's Assembly. The Omer Challenge. The Cantor's Assembly Omer Challenge has been to see if they could send out a different tune of Lecha Dodi for every single of the 49 days of the Omer. And today's email, with number 47, 48, and 49, said not only did we make the challenge, but we've got 20 more that we didn't even get to. So there are apparently about 70 at least tunes of Lecha Dodi, and we wouldn't want to throw you off too much by asking you to do 9. So however many you'd like to play this evening for us, Cantor. Marcos, page 23, Lecha Dodi.
I was too busy doing the cheesecake challenge.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Me too. It shows on me.
Ay 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 lecha dodi, ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 penei Shabbat nekabela, shamor vezachor vediבור echad, ishmi'anu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem u'letiferet ve'letila, ay 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 lecha dodi. Ay 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 likrat kala, ay 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 penei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila, ay 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 lecha dodi, ay 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 likrat kala, Shabbat nekabela, mikdash melech ir melucha, ומצאים מתוך הפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה, איי 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 לך דודי, איי 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 לקראת כלה, איי 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 בני שבת נקבלה. Next page. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, היא נערי ואפרקו מלבשי בידי, תפארתך מעל יד בן ישי, בית הלך מקרב אל נפשי יאללה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, התעוררי כי באורך, קומי אורי אורי, שיר דברי כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תיקן ממות תשתוכחי, ומטה מדבר ירסוה נהיה עמי, ונבנתה ירדתי לנקסט פייס, לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך. יסיס עלייך אלוהיך, כמסוס חתנה כלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על יד איש בין פרצי, ואני שמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We'll stand and welcome the Shabbat bride. Even if you're with us on Zoom, feel free to stand as well.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה. תוך אמוני ים סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה,
Page 27, we can all take our seats. Mizmor Shir, Le'yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir, Le'yom HaShabbat.
צדיק כתמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה. שתולים בבית אדוני, וחסרות אלוהינו יפריחו. צדיק כתמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה. שתולים בבית אדוני, וחסרות אלוהינו יפריחו. צדיק כתמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה. שתולים בבית אדוני, וחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו. עודנו בו בשיבה, דשאים ורעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולת בו. צדיק כתמה יפרח, כרז בבנון יזכה שתולים בבית אדוני, וחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו.
We'll go right into Mariv, the evening service now, and that starts with the Baruch Hu, as it always does, page 39. We'll stand, and in just a few moments, Spencer, you're on deck to lead us in the Shema, which will be a few pages later, so get yourself ready for that. We'll all stand for Baruch Hu, page 39.
Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai, dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai dai. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai.
Let's all take our seats again, the second half of page 39. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Amen.
Turn to page 40. Let's read in English all together on page 40. As Spencer, you can take your spot at the Torah table. Let's read in English on page 40, that paragraph. With timeless love, you have loved your people, the house of Israel. You've taught us Torah and mitzvot, statutes and laws. Therefore, Adonai our God, as we lie down and as we rise up, we shall speak of your laws, rejoicing in the words of your Torah and in your mitzvot forever and ever. For they are our life and the fullness of our days, and on them we shall meditate day and night. Do not ever withdraw your love from us, Baruch atah Adonai, who loves the people Israel. Ve'avatecha tasir mimenu la'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. The Shema, page 41.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai
Einu Adonai echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווה היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לפניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשבתך ובקומך ובשבתם להיות על ידיך, היו תטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Shkach to Spencer. We'll see more later.
Adonai Elohechem Emet.
We'll go to the Michamocha now on page 44, there in the middle of the page.
Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefel. מלכותך רבנך בוקיים לפני משה, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר כי פדרנו את יעקב וגלמד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Let's read in English on the top far left, please, of page 45. Shelter me in a leaf. Shelter me in a leaf, shelter me in a stone. I envy them their sure peace. Shelter me, God, protect and conceal me. Enclose me in your fences. Pick me up from the dust that turns me gray. Embrace me with your eternity like a leaf and a stone nourished with dew. Make me a path of permanence, my heart is shadowed. Anoint me with your dazzle, which I feel in my breath. Wash away my trembling, wash away my doubt. The nights are ephemeral, the days filled with pain. Send your help, God. Now it's almost a joke. There's a joke that people say after they've visited the Middle East, after they've visited Israel. And the joke is that if you've been to Israel for a day, you can already write a whole long article about it. And if you've visited Israel for a week, you can write a book about the experiences, because that's how rich the experience is. History, culture, geography, geopolitics, economics, environment. Did I say ecology? Ecology, gastronomy, which is my favorite, obviously. After a week, you can write a whole book. And if you've spent a month in Israel, you don't know what to write, because it's so very, very complicated. And that's, in many ways, the lessons of the week that we from afar and those in Israel and in the Palestinian territories have certainly seen and experienced. Very, very complicated. There are some absolute rights, and there are some absolute wrongs, and there are a lot of absolute victims and innocents who are being harmed this week. And then there are others for whom we don't have a lot of compassion. And there's no question about that, because some are doing absolute wrong. More than anything, probably more than any prayer, whether it's here in the Hashkivenu or at the end of the Amidah, our standing prayer that we say 3 times a day, 4 times on Shabbat, at the end of the Cottage, whether it's the Kaddish Shalem, the full Cottage, or the Mourner's Cottage, all of these prayers end the same way, with a prayer for peace. And more than anything, that's what we're praying for in general, and especially today, that all of the innocents are able to have a time of peace, have a day, have a life of peace, and those who are going down the absolutely wrong path find a way to stop, and if not, that those who are trying to stop them find a way to stop them. With that, let's read one more passage on this topic, the Hashkivenu itself, and then maybe the Cantor will wrap up with the singing of the last lines. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us God's canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May God spread over us God's canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem, Yerushalayim.
Shmor Tzeitzeinu Uloeinu Lechaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu le'shalom ve'hamideinu malakeinu lechaim.
We'll maybe change the tempo a little bit as we turn to the Vishamru, page 46.
Vishamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם לדורותם ברית עולם לדורותם ברית עולם.
Cottage, second half of the page.
יתקדל ויתקדש שמי רבה במדיברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכנו ויומכנו חיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעולמי עולמי יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שם מלך קודשא בריחו ליהי מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעולמה ויאמרו אמן.
The Amidah is said while standing, so we can all rise and turn to page 47 and recite the Amidah individually from 47 through 52.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום, שלום עלינו, הוא יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. יאי די 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 די, 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 ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen.
May the one who creates peace on high bring peace also to us and to all Israel and to all who dwell on earth. Amen. Kaddish Shalom.
יקרא ויקרא שמי רבה בעלמא נברח לטבע נכמלכותי וחייכון ממכון וחייך בית ישוע בגלב זמן קריב אמרו אמן. ישמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעולמי עולמי יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קודש הבריחו ליעלה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונגמתה דמרי עלמא ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותינו ואותנו דכל ישוע גנב עוון בשמיא ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיים וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישוע ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. Rabbi, just turn on that microphone. Yeah.
So I'm going to try a real experiment right now in hybrid Shabbat service utilization, which means I hope we're going to speak and we're going to speak. I'm not talking to God, actually. I'm talking to that camera right there that, yes, indeed, it is picking me up because I want you all, which is actually over my shoulder, all of you I'm seeing on the screen, to hopefully be able to participate just the same in a little discussion. That should take just a few minutes. But first, an old joke, and I apologize if you've heard it about 1 million times. In Jerusalem, an American journalist heard about an old rabbi who would go to visit the Kotel, the Western Wall, to pray twice a day, every single day, for 50 years. Even on the hottest of Jerusalem days, he would go, and he wouldn't miss a day. And even when it poured, that cold, drafty Jerusalem rain or even snow or sleet, he would still go. And the journalist, she decided she wanted to meet him. And she goes to the holy Western Wall, and there he is. And she watches him at prayer, and about 45 minutes later, when he turns to leave, she approaches him with her microphone and says, Rabbi, I'm Rebecca Smith, I'm from CNN, maybe you've heard of it, and I'm wondering, how long have you been coming here to the Western Wall to pray? And his answer, I've been coming here for 50 years. That's amazing. What do you pray for so passionately, such commitment every single day, whether it's Yom Kippur, the holiest of our days, or a simple Tuesday? And his answer is, I pray for peace between all of humankind. I pray for all hatred to stop, and I pray for all of our children to grow up in safety and friendship. And how does it feel, Rabbi, to be praying like this every single day, twice a day, for 50 years? What is that? Let's do the math. That's like 15,000, at least 15,000 prayers, maybe 150,000. Spencer, you tell me after. 50 years times 365 days times twice a day. Tell me later. How does it feel after doing this for 50 years, Rabbi? And he responds, I feel like I've been talking to a wall. Thank you for laughing. You may very well have heard that before. And indeed, similarly, and this actually is a beautiful quote that our friend Barbara Jason Stahl, who's usually with us on the Friday night service, but she's not with us tonight, Bobby sent to me a bunch of months ago, and I've kept it on my desk, and I decided tonight was the night to show it to all of you. Once a man was asked, what do you gain by regularly praying to God? And the man replied, nothing. But let me tell you what I lose by praying. I lost anger. I lost ego. I lost greed. I lost depression. I lost insecurity. And I lost my fear of death. Sometimes the answer to our prayers is not gaining but losing, which ultimately is the gain itself. What are we losing? What do we want to lose? Abraham Joshua Heschel often referred to Shabbat as a palace, not like a palace where Snow White lives, or whichever palace that is at Disney World or Disneyland, not that kind of palace, but rather a palace of time. Shabbat was a palace of time where we Jews are gifted, required, but also gifted to take 24 hours, in fact it's 25 hours because we don't know exactly when sunset is, 25 hours off and make them different from the whole rest of the week. And by taking those 25 hours off, we have to do things differently. And we have to find a way to lose certain things from the week. And this week in the world, whether it's American news or international news, or a pipeline being taken over by hackers, or a bridge between Tennessee and Arkansas, thankfully not hurting anyone, but being a big problem. There's been a lot of bad news. So I want to see how we can use this Shabbat to lose some things. How can we use prayer to lose some things? Let's call them out and see what we want to lose this Shabbat so we can really find that palace and live like kings and queens the way we're intended to on Shabbat. Does somebody want to lose something? And I would love for any of you online on Zoom to call out as well. Someone said weight. I've actually heard that Shabbat weight loss, that Shabbat weight gain is impossible, that Shabbat calories don't count. That's what I've been told for my whole life. I don't know if that's true, but it might be. What else do we want to lose this Shabbat? Put in the past.
Boredom.
I'm sorry. Boredom. We don't want to be bored this Shabbat. Great.
Masks.
We want to lose our masks. Hopefully, the time is coming very soon. The Fed said what they said, and hopefully our great state of New York will agree with what the Fed say, and we can start to get rid of most of our mask wearing and put lipstick on again. Well, in my case, anyway. No, just kidding. James, did you want to shout something now? Come on. Anxiety. Lose some anxiety. Good. Anybody on Zoom, please. Minna Brown.
I'd love to lose the hatred in the world.
Thank you, Minna. Lose the hatred in the world. But I know this is not really a shy bunch, so. Anyone else? Deb.
Stress.
Lose some stress, indeed. Let's hope so. We need that. And finally, let's flip it around. What do we want to do this Shabbat? What do you want to do, mister? Eat. You want to eat. Just before I came in, I poked my head into the kitchen. It smelled good in there. So you're in luck. Peace. Let's hope for a peaceful Shabbat.
Spend time with family.
Let's spend time with family. What a great idea.
Get to the 7 homework assignments I still haven't completed yet.
Yes. Finish the assignments that we haven't completed yet. Well, you got time until next week.
Stay healthy.
To stay healthy, let it be a healthy Shabbat. Amen.
Celebrate and rejoice.
And celebrate and rejoice many good things. May it be that kind of Shabbat, so we don't feel like we're praying to a wall, and instead we feel like we're getting rid of the things that we need to get rid of, and we're bringing in all the things that we want to bring in. Mr. Spencer is going to lead us in Kiddush, the Friday night Kiddush. It's found in our Sidurim on page 50-something. 55, good job. I have it open for you right here. We have a Kiddush cup. Let's all stand for the Kiddush. And you are up, Father.
Baruch atah Adonai V'rei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadsho rahava v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tefillah lemikra kodesh zecher leitzia t'mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'achanu kinshashta mikol hamim ve'shabbat kanshecha me'ahava uvratzon hinheiltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Spencer, stay right there and we'll invite your cousin from the big city, Sabrina, to come up as well. You're both going to lead Aleinu all together. You'll start loud and we'll all join you. Here's Aleinu. Ready? As soon as Sabrina gets there. 1, 2, 3.
Aleinu l'shabeach v'ato v'atzeit k'negah v'yotzer bereshit shelo asanu v'ratzat v'lo asanu k'meshot dama shelo asanu v'elkeinu chayim v'gorenu k'kol hamon ananu gorim mishtanim Lifnei melech malchei hamafim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shechunot Shamayim V'yosei U'Moshe Yaakov Shamayim Minah U'Shina Tuzo U'Shina Tuzo Kaveh Meromim U'Eloheinu Einot Emet Malkeinu Efesulato Kakatu V'Torato Yadata Yom V'Yadata Bota El Vavecha Ki Adonai Huwa Elohim B'Shamayim Imal Ve'al Haaretz Ve'al Haaretz Mitachat Eino.
ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We'll turn now to the Mourner's Cottage on page 58. And in addition to all of the good job, Spencer and Sabrina. Ah, what a proud cousin. either proud or wants to wrestle him into the ground. I'm not sure. We can be seated unless we're saying Cottage. In addition to the congregational yahrzeit list, which I will read aloud in just a moment, this Shabbat is also the yahrzeit of Yosef Silverbaum, who is Spencer's Yosef Zilberman, who is Spencer's great-grandfather. We have him and we will have him in mind this entire Shabbat. We're also observing this Shabbat the yartzeits of Terry Kaplan, Maurice Kramer, Daniel Rudnitsky, Bernard Wiener, Shmuel Ben Laban, Hyman Doctor, Marcia Hendler, Stephen Reitzen, Evelyn Silverstein, Joseph Zeidman, Minette Plotkin-Cohen, Blanche Connick, Peter Hine, Mark Kramer, Louis Rosenzweig, Dan Schachter, Fanny Seifstein, Jack Stahl, Samuel Sunray, Hilda Zeller, Louise Barth, Paul Blumenfeld, Faye Dworkin, Jeanette Hurst, Alex Jacobs, A. Herbert Sandler, Elsie Steinberg, Joseph Allen, Eleanor Davidson, Jesse Dolberg, Maxwell Eaton, Harry Lewis, Harold Schaefer, Chaim Wiener, Gittel Wiener, Arthur Katz, Cecile Leaf, Morris Raitzen, Francis Schack, Louis Schwartz, Paul Rifkin, Harry Samet, Lionel Siegel, Elaine Zion, Ernest Burney, Florence Horowitz, and Clara Wasserman. The Mourner's Cottage now. Yit Gadal v'Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divra Kirutei v'Amlich Malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shemei dekudsha berichu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Again, it's so nice, Spencer, to see you here with your entire fan club this Shabbat evening. Those of you, you know who you are, were invited to dinner. Everyone else, sorry. You can wait at the end and see if they're leftovers, maybe. I don't know. Otherwise, we will wish everyone who's leaving a Shabbat Shalom. Tomorrow morning services right here in the sanctuary are at 9:30 sharp. And we also have 2 days of Chag, 2 days of festival coming up. Next Sunday evening, we have a Shavuot gathering at 5 p.m., an early one. And then if anybody would like, there's an online opportunity as well, run by the conservative movement, starting, it's really a 24-hour, it's a huge long day of study. That information's in your synagogue announcements. And then the mornings of Monday and Tuesday, and the weather looks great. We should be out in the Spencer's tent for those services on Monday and Tuesday mornings. The first 2 days of the festival, the only 2 days of the festival, 9:30 services both mornings. The second day, we will recite the Yizkor memorial prayers. The first day, of course, we'll read from the book of Ruth. With that, we're going to wrap up with
Rabbi's Choice.
211 Adon Olam. There you had
Special
it.
for Dina and Bob, who are back from Florida, right?
Back from Florida. Though they said they're going back again.
Do they?
Yeah, back again.
You got to stay. Adon Olam Asher Malach Beterem Kol Yetzir Nivra Le'nasa Bechefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam Asher Malach Beterem Kol Yetzir Nivra Le'nasa Bechefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא ויתנשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא והוא אחד,
והוא אחד,
ואין שני,
ואין שני,
להמשילו להבירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז המשרה, אדון עולם אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, להינשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, והוא אלי,
והוא אלי,
וחי גואלי,
וחי גואלי,
וצור חבלי ויצרה, והוא ניסי,
והוא ניסי,
ומנוס לי,
מנוס לי,
ונקוסי ביום אקרא, אדון עולם אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, להינשא וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, בידו, הפקיד רוחי, גן ויהירה, עם רוחי, גביעתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא, אדון עולם אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, להינשא בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא.
Mazal Tov,
Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom. Thank you to those of you on Zoom. Class dismissed. Shabbat Shalom. Jack, look what I have on my desk. You know that guy? Me too.